Y'all, this is my bitch, Scotty.
And I'm from the South.
She runs the South.
Take a shot if you're willing to get on for some money. It depends on
I was like, I want that same energy, bitch.
Gave you something, and I said there's no way he gave that to her because
we don't even on each other.
Public, even though everybody is saying you're dating Scotty.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, The Unpopular Party, hosted by me, Malik Taylor. And today, we are here today to talk about a very highly requested video I've been getting, the long-awaited Scotty with the Body Exposed video. I think this is one that a lot of people have been wanting to see because Scotty has such a mysterious vibe to her. So hopefully this video can answer a lot of questions. However, if you're on my Patreon, you already saw this video. So make sure you guys subscribe to my Patreon so y'all can get videos like this first dib, and y'all can kiki with the general public when I do release them. And also, if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you guys send my way. I really do appreciate it. We are so close to hitting that 100K, so make sure you subscribe, share my page with people, and yeah, also disclaimer, because we have to go through this every time I do an exposed video. Disclaimer, I'm not exposing things per se, just talking about things that you may not have known about said individual from my point of view. I also don't have any personal feelings tied to these people because I don't know them, so no, I'm not a hater. This is just entertainment and my job because I got bills.
But you got work. You got work.
However, I know there's still gonna be someone upset in the comments, so let's just get started. And I kid you not, I do this disclaimer every time, and it's always somebody in the comment section typing paragraphs with their full chest. I'm like, you more mad than the people I'm talking about. Anyways, you guys, let's get started with this breakdown. So Scotty with the Body. Who is the Body? Well, Scotty is a young lady whose real name is Scotland Ryan, and she's from Raleigh, North Carolina, a 28-year-old woman, and she's an Aquarius. Now, who was Scotty before she got on Baddies? Well, from what I'm seeing, she was just another young girl with goals, ambition, a little spark to her. She's a young girl like many other people looking to make a name for herself. She even had her own personal brand of workout and fitness, and she had attempted to be a model. But it's a reason why your parents used to always stress the importance of understanding the company around you, because if you get around the wrong crowd, you might just pick up on that energy. And the way Scotty was introduced to us none other than Miss Natalie Nunn herself. And she said that Scotty, she runs the South.
Y'all, this is my bitch, Scotty.
And I'm from the South.
She runs the South.
Now, Scotty, like I said, she's from North Carolina. And at the time, everybody was like, y'all know her. I think they were saying Charlotte. Side note, Scotty, I just moved to Charlotte myself. And, I've been asking around, so y'all know Scotty with the Body? So before I leave North Carolina, do y'all know Scotty with the Body? No? That ain't right. They ain't know at the time, but I'm pretty sure they know who you are now. But because of how mysterious Scotty vibe was, it was so many rumors of how did Scotty and Natalie get to know each other? Scotty's around my age, 27, 28. So they're like, how was she in the same vicinity as Natalie Nunn? Some say that Scotty was a bartender that Natalie just so happened to run into, which, could be true. Others say that Scotty was one of Natalie's lash models when she was doing her lash line. And when she was, I did some research on her lash page, saw that Scotty has been around Natalie as far back as 2019. Now, is that the year that they met? Who knows? But they knew each other enough to be photographed in a group setting for a lash event in Dubai, which, it had me thinking, this lash event was probably just a cover-up for something a little bit more freakier going on in Dubai. As we know, it's always been a rumor that the way these baddies truly get to the bag is they go out to Dubai or Jamaica and they sleep around with these high-end men in an escort type way. And Natalie is the quote-unquote pimp. I think that's something that's always kind of been like an open secret. But while researching this video, I came across this one video where this one individual was exposing Natalie for a Nigerian trip they had. Now, you can take this information with a grain of salt, and to protect myself, it's all alleged. But this one user by the name of Lala Sharak, she was a trans girl who was a big fan of Natalie Nunn during that BGC 16-17 era. Natalie had promised her fame and connections and all this other stuff and buttered her up to invite her to an all-expense paid trip to Nigeria. And the girl said at first she was kind of hesitant because she's like, but she agreed to go. But the things she experienced on this trip is very shocking, to say the least.
Okay, so when did the trip to Dubai or wherever y'all went, where did it come about? Like, why did she decide to invite you?
While she was pregnant with Journey in 2016, she actually asked me for the first time, and I declined it because it kind of sounds sketchy to me. And she asked me, hey, do you want to go to Nigeria? And I was like, for what? She was like, it's a paid trip, don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know. So she asked me a couple months later, and now this is in May, And she's like, hey, it's gonna be paid and everything. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, whatever. Mind you, we were already in contact about me getting casted for Baggers Club because season 17 was auditioning, and she said that she knew producers from BGC, and she said she was gonna get me in there. We were gonna talk. I was gonna do a whole interview. Maybe I can get on the show. She promised me fame. So what she told me was, you're gonna be so famous, they're gonna love you, hyping my head up. She actually asked Tanisha as well the second time. Tanisha declined, which she admitted today earlier this morning.
She confirmed it, that she admitted it a couple months back on live.
Natalie had a few other IG models or whatever. She uses girls with low profiles, people with low profiles, because if you have a high profile and you post anything like, I'm on this trip with Natalie, or I did this, or if you even come out with receipts, they most likely not going to believe you back then. Then she flew everybody to her city that she was at currently, and then we all got on this private jet, quote unquote. Then that's when she's like, oh yeah, Tanisha, I didn't want her to come anyway. She's like a big fat bitch, and she's dark. Nobody wants nasty, dirty to Nigeria. This little hotel, whatever. So we're in the lobby or whatever. I'm like, I gotta use the bathroom. So I go into the bathroom. Natalie follows behind me or whatever. Well, after I use the bathroom, whatever, she grabs my hand. She looks me in the eyes and she tells me this, because I already told her I'm trans. She already knows I'm trans. And she goes she gives me this long ass speech about how do not tell any of these men or anybody that you're fucking trans on this trip, because if you tell me transgender, we're all gonna die. Her own words, that's how she talks to people. And then later that night or whatever, I'm chilling in my bed, no clothes on, y'all. And this is the important part. Remember this, no clothes on. And then all of a sudden, here comes Natalie Nunn barging through the hotel door. And guess who follows behind her? 10 or 11 hot, sweaty men. And I'm not talking hot like hot, bitch. I'm talking hot. I was like, oh shit. They all just come in, sitting on the bed. Natalie's talking, making jokes. We all talking, whatever. I'm low-key nervous. Like, damn, I gotta put some clothes on. These niggas sitting in the bed. They start rubbing on me. And then Natalie's like, oh, do you like that? Do you like that? I'm gonna go into details for you guys. She was like, oh, do you like that? Do you like that? Who you want to fuck? Pick one. I was like, I was shook. Natalie Nunn left the room after with the main trick. He didn't look hot and musty. He looked rich. So I guess that was the big baller. But I guess all of them had money, apparently. She comes back in and she points at me and she's like, come here. And I go with her or whatever. And then we're walking to the next room. She has another hotel room where the guy is in there and the whole room is dark. It's like candle lit, but it's dark in there. And then we go in there. Before we go in there, she tells me, tell that man when you get inside this room, get half the money before and half the money after. Do not perform anything until you get the money before, and then you may ask for the rest after. I said, okay, because, I know the game, I guess. So I got the half before. I hand it to her. She takes it from me. She puts it in her bag. Me and the guy, we do what we do, whatever. Watched me for a couple minutes, actually. She was behind us watching me for a couple minutes, like a complete weirdo. Then she left the room, went back, and by the time me and him were done, he gave me the rest of the money after. I held it. When we went back to the room or whatever, Natalie's doing like on the bed with them. Her is open, like, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, is this a safe bitch? I watched on TV. We're having this big ass orgy in the hotel on the hotel room bed. Here that night when I leave, Natalie takes everybody's money. Whoever made coin that night, give me the money. This is Nigerian money, by the way, guys. So we have to get that transferred into U.S. currency. So she took all our money, said, yeah, I'm gonna get it situated. Don't even worry about it. Y'all all gonna get your cut. Mind you, y'all, I'm gonna just say this, and I hope I'll get in trouble for this, but I was underage during that time. And she was like, I'm gonna get you everything you want. Don't even worry about it. You're gonna be famous because you're fucking with Natalie Nunn. I'm international. So she told me. That's what she told me. I swear to God, I put this on my life. Each day, there will be like crowds of 10 or different men. So she'll have like 9 men walk in. Then like 2 hours later, them men will be already gone. The more men will come back.
Did you and Natalie keep in touch? Like, did she ever give you the other half of the money? Like, what happened?
Yes, so we did keep in touch after, but when we got back on the private jet to go back to the U.S., she actually had all the money. And when we landed, she split it between all of us. And we got less than what we were expecting. And we know,
if you don't mind me asking, how much did she give y'all?
10,000 each.
Wow.
And she,
and do you know how much Natalie had?
Took hundred thousands of our fucking money from us.
Yeah, take it with a grain of salt, because this has nothing to do with Scotty. That's why I said take it with a grain of salt. But does it align with the theories we've been seeing? Yes. Does it kind of add more smoke to that fire? Yes. I also did a little digging and found that Scotty used to have an adult friendlier page where she did some I guess you say some uncover modeling, gotta protect myself as YouTube. But I did find that page was kind of started putting things into detail. Now, am I judging her for that? No, you gotta do what you gotta do. But like I state, it's this information aligning more with the theories that we've been seeing about Natalie, you know, pimping these girls out and Natalie being maybe Scotty's pimp. Yes. Also, you give it another side eye. Remember how Scotty and Natalie used to always swear up and down they never hooked up. Now they always be like, oh, that's just my sister. We get to the bag, we get to the money together. But that's another lie. Another open secret is that Natalie Nunn herself, although she is a married woman, she has her OnlyFans page. You know, Natalie doing what she doing, got her hands, you know, in the cookie jar, you know, not judging, that's her business. I mean, it's out now, but you can see that Scotty and Natalie has been in these videos together hooking up. Now, I'll lax it a little and just say, you know, maybe it's just a drunk night with some friends and they're like, you know, let's just make some money. Let's let the camera make some money. But the videos I did see, you know, they was uncovered and people was licking, yeah. But it goes back to show, now we're kind of seeing how Scotty really got her spot on Baddies. It wasn't just a thing like, oh, we just, you know, whatever, giving, you know, you was probably recruited. Been seeing little details like you putting the pictures together. Scotty been knowing Natalie and Jayla for a good little minute, because you saw how excited Jayla was when she saw Scotty was about to be put on the show. And you know, you didn't see they didn't took these trips and stuff together. It paints a different picture. Now, I want to take it back to Baddies South for a minute, because if you remember Baddies South and you remember, it was supposed to be different. Christina was supposed to be on the show, but she left. That's a whole different video within itself. But another person that was a high contender to be on this show was none other than Miss Lucci V, also known as Erica from BGC 9. Now, I just did my interview with Erica. Make sure you check that out. But she stated in that interview that, yes, she was indeed a front runner to be on Baddies South. Her and Natalie was on the phone together. Natalie will be asking her, do you think this person's a good fit? That person's a good fit? But her IG mysteriously got deleted and they just ghosted her.
Mysteriously, my Instagram got deleted. And once my Instagram got deleted, Natalie claims that's the reason why I was removed from the cast, because Lemmy wanted someone that had a lot of followers. Which didn't make sense because Scotty got on there and Scotty did not have no lot of followers on that first season. So what I took from that was I got took off so the person that was giving up some cat could be on the cast.
And like Erica stated, maybe I was booted for someone that was... Once again, paint a picture, it started making sense. Because Scotty was the one that was introduced in place of Erica's spot. But trust, we're going to dive deeper into that later into the video, because that's how Mr. Lemon Pepper gets intertwined with this. But let's talk about Scotty on Baddies South. You know, Scotty on Baddies South, you know, she's having fun. She's kissing Krishan.
So I'll be like, oh, kiss me, baby.
And she's showing she somewhat has a personality.
Jayla hit Rolly first. I said, that's my bitch. The fuck? She beat the...
Other than what?
Ah!
No one is putting their hands on me. No one is pulling my hair.
But they can't pull it in.
You know, she had her funny moments here and there, but one thing Scotty did was stay loyal to Natalie. At that reunion, you know, Natalie told Scotty, when I move, you move.
When I move, you move. Alright? When I move, you move.
I get it.
When I move, you move. That's what we've been doing. That's how you got here. That's how it's been going. They put money in your pocket for too long.
Come in front.
You've been getting money for too long.
And that caused Scotty to have altercation with Rolly and all that back and forth. But that's not the only beef that Scotty got into on Baddies South or during that era. Scotty was also beefing with Brittany Renner during this time, which is crazy because her and Brittany Renner used to be close. They used to be working out and stuff together because like that was Scotty brand. Apparently while they fell out, the street said Scotty was sleeping with that girl man while Brittany was still 8 months pregnant. Because that's when Brittany was dating PJ Washington, yeah. And Scotty even was in a video talking about some, oh, it's on site with Brittany.
Are we in confessionals?
Yeah. Who you got to wait, Bree. Let her talk. Who you got a problem with?
Is nobody on the show?
Don't lie.
Who's Brittany?
Wait, don't
Brittany Renner?
Oh. Her with baby mama.
No, I don't care. The last time she spoke to me, I'm gonna see you on site. So when you see me on site, I want that same energy, bitch. She is a baby mama, but...
What? You got something to say?
She ain't a baby mama no more because I got a whole new baby mama. He don't care about you. Her.
But who knows what goes on behind closed doors, because that was also during that era where Brittany Renner was supposed to have her show on Zeus Network. Clap if you remember that. But when they was trying to do the real baby mamas of LA, and it was gonna be Natalie Nunn, Brittany Renner, and Yummy from One More Chance, they was the producers of it, but it got scrapped. Yeah, so maybe that beef was done just to try to hype up attention if it went forward, but it never did. But anyways, it's the next season, Baddies West, and Scotty is brought back for Baddies West. No surprise there. But I don't know if y'all remember, but during Baddies West, when when it was first being announced and Natalie was recalling the girls that was gonna be on the show, it was this very strange and weird interaction between Natalie and Jacob because Natalie had announced Scotty and Jacob just kind of made this weird face.
Scotty with the body. Don't say nothing. Keep your mouth shut. Yeah, keep your mouth shut. Scotty with the body. Look at him.
I guess he didn't like Scotty or he knew what was going on, but that's interesting. Scotty's biggest storyline of Baddies West was her altercation with Razor. Now, do you remember Razor? Razor was the really pretty girl with the tattoos. Yes, her tattoos was very interesting and caught your attention. Also caught the attention of Scotty. Because, you know, one day on the van, Razor, you know, she didn't have any bottoms on. She was shaking her behind and she was looking at her tattoos. Scotty just got a little touchy feeling. She was like, ooh, what's this? Okay.
Go right here. What you want to see? Wait, no. Bitch, what you want to see?
But Razor didn't like that. Razor did not like Scotty touching on her at all. And it escalated into a full-blown brawl. Now, I remember that had a lot of people in the debate because people was like Razor was doing too much because she was letting Krishan touch on her. But also people was like, it doesn't matter. If I don't want you touching on me, I don't want you touching on me. I did have my thoughts at the time, but I felt like at the time, I was like, I don't know. I felt like it's something deeper connected. Because I can't police one's opinion on being touched, but it did seem like in that moment from our point of view, Scotty didn't try to move with malicious intent. It may have been a thing like, oh, my bad, like, you know, okay, now I know. But it didn't seem like she was purposely trying to move with malicious intent. Well, yeah, they were saying it was more to the situation because the rumor was Lemmy Pepper was sleeping with both of them at the same time. Not only was he sleeping with them at the same time, but he spread it up, you know, to them, and yeah. And you know, they were saying, oh, that's how Razor got her spot on the show. She slept with him. I don't know if that to be true. But in the tea that was alluded by Stunner Girl, Lemmy Pepper was spreading stuff and passed chlamydia to both of the girls. And then Stunner Girl also put out some text messages, which appears to be Scotty, you know, confiding to Stunner Girl about the situation and told Stunner Girl how she had BV. Now, BV is not an STD, and I want to be cautious on this because I don't want to spread any misinformation about a woman's body. You know, it's not an STD. You don't have to just get it from sleeping with somebody. But in Scotty's case, if a man is sleeping around multiple people, you know, you might just want to get it checked out. But, you know, that's all I'm going to say on that. You know. But that puts the whole Razor and Scotty situation to a whole different perspective. Now, Razor has spoke on that.
It was just really like, you didn't even get the chance to really get to know me for you to act the way you did. Now, what a lot of people didn't know, Krishan took the time to actually get to know me before we even filmed that scene. She came up to me, hi, you are so pretty. My name is Krishan. Like, literally, like, trying to get to know me. Like,
so when people are saying, oh, Krishan was touching her, but she didn't get mad.
Exactly. She actually, we already built something far as like, okay, she actually cool as So even if I did get drunk, I felt more comfortable with her instead of Scotty because of some of that. We already shared a, like, oh, okay, your people's from Baltimore, or okay, I know such and such, you know such and such. It's just like that. You didn't even take the time. You just jumped the gun. Oh, she pretty. Let me just start touching on you. No, baby girl. Hold your horses. We not doing that.
But Razor didn't return to the show. She didn't even go to the reunion. I think she's like a full-fledged Muslim now. But anyways, a rumor has always been that Scotty and Lemmy Pepper allegedly has always had some type of entanglement.
I didn't know at the time that they were together. So I'm just sitting at the table like, I'm just peeping the out like, what the is they doing? Like, you know? And then when he started chiming in, then I caught on. Because then he was like, yeah, Scotty, you over there mad? Ooh, you're mad. And then I looked at her and I was like, it ain't no reason for you to be mad. I was like, girl, I got my own nigga. And I'm like, this your nigga? And then he was like, this is one of my bitches. And I was like, okay. And I looked at her and I'm like, so what bitch you? And then Natalie started laughing. She's like number 4, number 3. So then I looked at her and then I was like, oh, well then you shouldn't be letting this pump you up. Cause I'm like, you know, the rule number 1 is you never supposed to get in your feelings with a trick. And I said that right at the table to all of them, in front of all of them.
Now, Lemmy is with Janisha. And I put that in quotes because I never thought they was actually in a real relationship. They don't seem to have any chemistry in a love level. It always gave business partner vibes. But when Stunner Girl was exposing them, they tried their hardest to make it seem like they was just some happy couple. And even did that little wet kiss with no type of intimacy to it at all.
All right, y'all, we rafting. Where we rafting at? On the Great River. In Jamaica.
First class, we got a champagne, we got a speaker, the hookah.
This is beautiful. Look at this, y'all. Look at this.
First class, we got a champagne, we got a speaker, the hookah.
But fast forward, now they saying they was never together. I'm not buying that.
Are you married? Because that's what people be saying on the internet.
No, I'm not. I'm not married.
You ain't got no wife and kids put up in Jamaica nowhere?
Honestly, to be honest, I mean, I've seen some things and I never really address my personal life. You know, I'm not married. I've never been married.
But for the timeline purposes of this video, they was together. This is what, 2022, 2023. The vibe was that they was married. That's what they was going with. And that's why people was always so invested with Scotty's relationship with Lemmy. Cause they was like, well, is Scotty the side chick? So much so that it was even rumors that Lemmy was paying Scotty rent, but in order to do so, she had to have cameras in her house. Now, can I confirm that to be true? No. Is it alleged? Yes.
Not only did she fall in love, she fell into a mother arrangement. This nigga got this in a $3,000 apartment a month. Then Natalie said, don't even get no purses out there. She don't even get no good allowance. The only thing she get is her rent paid, and he got cameras in her house. So he could see everything she do.
When them rumors were out, did people pull up pictures of Scotty's apartment and see cameras all over her house? Yes. But you know, I ain't gonna fall for that. I'll let that slide, cause I got cameras here too. You know, I get in my moments where I binge watch true crime, get paranoid, cameras is everywhere. But whatever it was, it was more than just a co-worker boss type situation. They would be spotted on dates, holding hands, you know, at the roller ring.
Bitch, that's Lemuel and Scotty. Look, he was gonna kiss her.
Like, even people was asking her on live and she'll be like, oof.
Scott, why do they keep on saying keep on saying that?
I don't know what they keep saying, so don't repeat them.
I am enjoying my Christmas. I'm so happy to be around my family, my loved ones. Y'all playing with, how did I get pinned? Y'all playing with me, for real.
Now, whatever relationship pairing they have, that's their business, but it do seem like sometimes Lemmy, he can come out with his little aggressive side, because there's been some videos of him like, kind of like going off on Scotty.
So I want to know about what happened in Paris between Scotty and Lemmy. Is it true they got into an argument?
Oh, yeah. You know the shit that Scotty and Lemmy already got going on, though. You know the shit.
Hey, get Scotty! Where's Scotty at? Get Scotty! What are you doing?
That's Lemuel.
Oh, look, they're arguing, bitch. You didn't hear me say, just stop.
How do you start in a store after I spent $15,000 on your ass, and then you want to walk? Because I asked somebody, Natalie, did you not say?
It just seems as though Scotty being with Lemmy, it just came with a perk. She gets to go to different booking events, gets to go to different red carpets. Was at the Kanye listening party with Natalie, DJ Scott, and Jayla. It's always been a rumor that Scotty was the one to tell Kanye to shut up.
And you and God. Shut up. Be quiet before you get X out.
I actually don't know. It do kind of sound like Scotty, but it don't sound like Scotty. But I don't know, Scotty that bold to tell Kanye shut up. But I don't think it's her. But if it is her, okay, Scotty. But I mean, Scotty's also at other places. She's at the Zeus Halloween party that they co-hosted with Diddy. So I know you cannot tell me these baddies are not just industry puppets being passed around. Because the amount of rumors I just stumbled upon just doing this research, like just other stuff, like a book of rumors. They said allegedly E.T. was sleeping with Lemmy friend twice. Allie set Scotty up to be finger banged by Melissa, Jocelyn manager. Sydney started giving head in the kitchen in the Zeus party and William the Baddies was there. These are all rumors, but it's like, hey, what is y'all doing? And it's like, it's a lot to process, and given the amount of receipts we've been seeing so far, where there's smoke, there is fire. Anyways, back to Scotty and Lemmy. Now, people have always just assumed that there was beef or tension between Janisha and Scotty. Fast forward a little bit at the Baddies Caribbean reunion, you know, they felt like Scotty was being shady because she dropped the card.
Our next baddie coming to the stage is Scotty. Don't forget with the body, with the body.
ESS.
All right, I think we're bringing someone else to the stage.
They're bringing out the next one.
We're bringing out
this one's my...
So they felt like Janisha don't like Scotty, but let me put you on game real quick, okay? Just game to game. Even if Scotty is sleeping with Lemmy, Janisha don't care. I've always stated Janisha is the ultimate baddie when it comes to Zeus because she don't have to lift a finger and the bag just naturally attract to her. Not only is she getting a check for being the Zeus host, but she's also getting a check for being what? Having stock in Zeus. And when you see that little stuff, when it be like producer and see Janisha John, Janisha is getting a check for being a producer. Janisha does not care what that man does. I'm telling you, Janisha is probably ecstatic. You know, we've been doing this front for the longest and you done found someone you actually want to sleep with him? Girl, be my guest. By all means, go. Now I don't have to do this and I can run this network just how I want to. Janisha is the ultimate baddie. And with Lemmy, he's gonna forever be loyal to Janisha because it's like a thing, we did this together. We came up together, you stood by me. I'ma forever make sure you good. And it's like a thing, we see each other, but I promise you, if I had to bet my bottom dollar, Janisha don't care. As long as this stuff don't interfere with the money that's coming in, do what you do, I'll do what I do. Cause she's getting a guaranteed check. She's getting a check off Scotty, and she's getting a check every time y'all watch. She don't care. But in recent years, Lemmy has been a little bit more vocal about his relationship with Scotty.
It's her 5th season. She the sexiest girl on the show. She's talented, she's beautiful. I need y'all to make some noise for the one and only Scotty with the body.
Because somebody's being accused of being your side chick.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I did hear you say you don't have to put your relationships out in the public, even though everybody is saying you're dating Scotty. So, do you just feel like that kind of puts you in a bad place where it's like, I don't want my business out here because this ruined this relationship? Is it that?
I like to keep my personal life private. I will say Scotty is an amazing person. She's beautiful. She's very sweet. She's very talented. You know, she's awesome.
Yeah.
But
now, have any of the other baddies tried to get at you?
I can't.
Anyways, after Baddies West Scotty, this is when we start to get introduced to Baddies East Scotty. And listen, this is where we start to see the introduction to Anna Mac. Anna within herself open up even more can of worms. Now, when we see Anna debut onto Baddies, she's coming in straight forward. She's coming after Scotty. Her and Scotty, they done got into multiple brawls. That's how that meme of Scotty started going viral. And it was always going with the theory that Scotty and Anna just had some preconceived beef from a trip to Miami or something like that. Sounds good, but as we know with Zeus, the situation is probably 10 times more deeper than what we seeing on TV. And according to Stunner Girl, Lemmy and Anna has been messing around as well.
I said in Miami. Never have I ever slept with my boss.
Yo, T, we're not friends. We're not friends. We're not friends.
And she just randomly just said Anna got chlamydia by Lemmy.
No, I never said that me and you fought because of that. I never even told her why we fought. She just said that you were going around at the other house saying that he gave you something, and I said there's no way he gave that to her because
we don't even on each other. So, but my whole thing is, yeah, he couldn't have given you that because we wasn't even on each other. This is during filming. I don't even understand what. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I told her I never.
Yeah. So,
Anna's with Lemmy and Scotty with Lemmy.
That was Scotty year. Scotty came in. Scotty was so innocent.
Shout out to Scotty. We love Scotty.
We love Scotty. She did get entangled with, Lemmy Plumber, but I was just so confused with the dynamics though because Shorty, she was dealing with Lemmy too at the same time, but she just pulled up because Lemmy just had his little side bitch pull up like, hey yo, yeah, you pull up real quick. So I remember slapping her, but it wasn't documented because she wasn't supposed to be on camera, but she was there to pull up because she was fucking Lemmy on the low, that was his little piece.
Maybe she was supposed to be a replacement.
No, she wasn't a replacement. That she personally knew Lemmy. They knew each other for a long time before she started coming on the show. It was weird. She was there, but you never seen her on camera. That's crazy, huh?
But I've always thought Anna placement on the show was a little weird because I remember her audition. You ain't sing that good at the audition. That it didn't do that much to get you on the show. But it was Anna who I'm surprised they even aired this. It was Anna at the reunion mentioning that she's been around. In fact, she's been around this circle for years. If we take it all the way back to Baddies South, it was either gonna be her or Scotty, but they end up going with Scotty.
We met through Natalie. We were around each other. At the time, it wasn't called, I guess, it wasn't called replacement or something, but it was either me or her to come in. She came in, she got the spot, congratulations.
This is not what I'm talking about. You wasn't disrespectful then.
And it checks out because if you go back and watch Baddies South during that era, it's a little clip of Anna being around with them at the club during Baddies South. And she was also at the Baddies South premiere, so Krishan is right. Anna has always been around, and Anna is also the girl that Krishan had to slap when they was in Charlotte, so yeah. It just goes to show that all this stuff be orchestrated. Now, I do vividly remember Anna was on the live, and it was, what's his name, with the FU son or something like that, but she was on the live, and people was kind of trolling her, and they was like, Lemmy, your man, da-da-da. Anna keeps denying that she's hooking up with Lemmy, even though it is some suggestive videos out there of them. I don't feel like it's However, Anna said in that live, when they was like, oh, Lemmy your man, first of all, she said the F word, the F word. She was like, y'all get on my nerve. And she was like, first of all, that's Scotty, man. Now, I can't find that video. If I find it, I will insert it, but I was like, oh yeah, they scrubbed that video off the internet. Cause I remember seeing it and I remember saving it cause I was gonna do the Scotty video, but put a little T emojis in the comment section if you know what I'm talking about, cause I know I'm not crazy. And I know my credibility checks out. She said with her full chest, that's Scotty, man. But this whole Baddies behind the scenes stuff is a mess. And Anna even spoke on Lemmy, sleeping with the cast.
Why do everybody think Lemmy sleep with everybody?
Yes, Lemmy's the boss man and he gets money on and he casts bad bitches. Some bad bitches be around and don't be casted, but they think they're gonna get casted. And I feel like he's young and having his way. And I feel like for no shade, Lem. I ain't gonna say he wasn't getting, but I feel like, once you get lit and you're like on a platform, you're at a level where are willing to throw themselves at you for shit, and it's like, okay, I wasn't getting this amount of pussy before. It's like a whole new, he having his way. I feel like he got money, he having his way. He feel like I could do these things. I feel like he just having his way. That's what he think.
And it just seems like all the Scotty issues is centered around Lemmy. Let's take it back to Baddies East real quick. Her whole altercation with T. Well, T kind of revealed that the whole reason when they got into it is because Lemmy was like, oh, Scotty, I don't want you messing around with T. Matter of fact, the T with T is that T stated that Lemmy approached her at a party. He was like, oh, you bad. I need to give you your own show on my network. And she was like, well, I could do Baddies. So he put her on Baddies. But when they got into it on the bus, T revealed an off-camera situation between her, Lemmy, and Scotty, where Lemmy was kind of just going off on Scotty.
I don't gotta start with no. Let's start there. I walk in the house and Scotty's crying in the corner. And I'm like, are you okay? What's wrong? She was like, I had to unfollow you on Instagram. Lemmy's mad at me. I said, oh, okay. That's weird. You have to unfollow me because of a... She was like, yeah, we can't be friends. I was like, that's lame. So Lemmy calls me and I tell him what she says. I'm like, yeah, she said she can't f with me because you saying whatever you was telling her, like she can't f with me. And he was like, what? And so he puts her on the phone on the three-way and he's like, bitch, you're a scammer, you're a liar, all this stuff. I was just on the phone quiet, like, okay. And she was like, T, why would you tell him? And I was like, why would I tell him what? Why would I tell him that he said that he couldn't f with me? Y'all being, what's this messy storyline? What is this? But y'all don't see that on camera. And then on camera, what happens? Oh, she telling me to calm down after we just had this three-way phone conversation.
I was like, okay.
Don't ask me to come over there and try to save you, because I'm not.
Well, calm down now.
No, I'm not. Don't tell me to calm down, Scotty.
But don't yell at me.
No, I'm not yelling at you.
Yes, you are.
No, I am.
Oh, don't yell.
No, I'm yelling.
But anyway, Scotty is still a regular on Baddies, and she just continued to have this up and down relationship with Natalie Nunn. Baddies West is when Natalie Nunn actually launched after Scotty, and she was crying. Rolly did this whole thing, that is not your friend.
Wait.
Scotty even have a sit down with Natalie and be like, you constantly show me that you're not my friend.
Outside to check on you. You used that as an opportunity because you were upset and made me look like a punching bag.
I feel like
I'm your friend. It doesn't matter.
Okay,
but they do this thing where they unfollow each other, follow each other back. It was real cool when they got to Baddies Caribbean, but then Baddies Caribbean, they actually fought.
You tried to eat a second plate in front of all those bitches that were hungry.
First of all,
You are entitled. No, you bitch.
I feel like there was more to that story as well. Why y'all mad at Scotty for eating? Y'all don't feed these girls. They hungry. And then fast fast forward to Baddies Midwest, you know, Natalie is shading Scotty, talking about some, oh, Ella was always my #1. And then she unfollowed Scotty, and she said something in this latest episode. I don't know this Scotty.
The truth is, you and Natalie aren't cool anymore. Is that true? I mean, it is what it is with Natalie. I have no issues with her. It's on her side. So, however she feels is how she feels. But it's always love here. No beef.
But they keep coming back together. Through it all, I don't think Scotty has anything to fall back on. I think she knows this is her ultimate moneymaker. I remember she said a long time ago that she wanted to quit Zeus Network. She had stated in the post that Baddies was a fun era and coming back would be so much fun, but I love my image and I can't keep playing with that. I want to be in scripted shows and walk down runways, more of my speed. I appreciate Zeus for elevating me. But she quickly retracted that statement. I guess the higher ups was like, but she was just saying that she was hurt and let her emotions get the best of her, but Baddies is still a great opportunity. But I feel like that's like the ongoing thing. A lot of these baddies, they get like, you know, in their feelings, or they get mad about something, or something happened, they be like, I'm done, and then they cool off and retract the statement. Sounds good, but you see she was right back on the show. Cause like I always say, reality hits. Cause when you chasing that bag and making fast money, you gotta keep up. And Scotty has even shown like she's willing to do whatever. And Scotty has always said like she's willing to do whatever to maintain that. I remember she did a live, you know, will I get pooped on for some money?
Take a shot if you're willing to get on for some money. It depends on how much money.
What was your answer?
It depends on how much money. If I mean $2 million, I wake up and I got $2 million. Like, what is that? Like dignity? You giving up your dignity or something? Like what? Anyways.
So Scotty kind of knows that this is the only way to keep her name in rotation and keep her lifestyle, and it's working. Like it or not, people love Scotty. And don't forget the body. You know, Scotty has a good following on social media and she's making her rounds. You know, she's making a name for herself so much so that Megan Thee Stallion brought Scotty out at one of her concerts. And it wasn't just like Scotty and the Baddies or Scotty and Natalie, It was just Meg, Glow, and Scotty. Scotty was up there having fun. You know, it's been a blind item that was talking about my recent video that Scotty and Meg been hooking up or something behind the scenes. I don't know it to be true. They could not. Who knows? They both Aquarius. You know, Aquarius, y'all are freaky. So who knows? They probably having fun. I mean, hey, you know, if it's true, everybody on Baddies want to do a song. Meg might as well put Scotty on a song. You know, Scotty could do her little rap. Scotty can hop on the track. Yes, I'm Scotty with the motherfucking body. When he dubbing on my body, got me thinking I'm from Ireland. Get it? Scotty, Scotland, Ireland, Ireland. Oh, my mind. But nah, last I've seen of Scotty, she was at the Baddies Africa audition and they attacked her. Which I blame Zeus. Zeus put that in the atmosphere. When they casted Summer after putting her hands on Mariah Lynn, no matter how lame Mariah Lynn was, they put that positive reinforcement in the atmosphere. The next girl's gonna pop up thinking, okay, to get my spot on the show, I'm gonna fight Scotty. I'm gonna fight Rolly. I'm gonna go for the big gun. Or even Emma coming to Baddies Midwest trying to fight Scotty for being boring. And she was boring. You know, I'm doing a Scotty with the body exposed, but I bet you I can't do an Emma exposed. What they tell you? At the editing and filming of this video, we are not sure if Scotty is gonna return to Africa. Spoiler alert, Scotty is going to Africa. But I say all this to say, you gotta be careful of who you surround yourself with. Cause you know, I'm talking about Scotty, but I've always had a soft spot for Scotty. When I see Scotty, I think of a girl that had a bright future ahead of her, bright aspirations that just got lost in the shuffle of dark energy. And you can even see that in her eyes, that spark is gone. What Miguel say in that song, doing what you're doing just to get to where you're going, yeah, I see you, baby. Just don't lose yourself along the way. That's Scotty. You know, it's so much that she could have did. She had the fitness brand, she had the workouts that she would do. For the video purposes, I was gonna buy something or try to check out her workout, but all that is gone, which I guess makes sense because Zeus is her highlight, but also that aspect of her life was never highlighted. I'm pretty sure she brings more to the table, but the only thing that's shown is her being a baddie. And I think it really affects Scotty sometimes because unlike Natalie, who can be like she don't care, unlike Summer and the rest of the girls who don't give a F, Scotty cares. It affects Scotty. As a matter of fact, they said the whole reason why she even went back home in the beginning because she was going through a bad breakup. And Scotty just feels things a little bit harder. So you gotta be careful with this lifestyle. You gotta be careful when you do the cheat codes to fame and be seen. Because the lifestyle can be fun at the moment and you're gonna be paid and you're gonna be set. But always remember, even for my young kids out there, if you don't learn anything else from me, remember, One thing about it, the devil always gotta come home to collect. And when he got his hand out, he wanted back in blood. Take that how you wanna take it. Now y'all always like when I do who the baddies remind me in the TV world. In the TV world, like Scotty is definitely Cassie Coded from Euphoria. Like that's Scotty. WWE world, I was gonna say Stephanie McMahon, but nah, that's Janisha. That's Janisha. I would say like Scotty is more like a Dana Brooke or a Rosa Mendez. The potential is there, but it just get lost in the shuffle. But guys, that is all that I have for this video. What do you guys think about Scotty? Do you like Scotty? Do you not like Scotty? Do you agree with my thoughts on Scotty? Or do you disagree with my thoughts on Scotty? Put all that thought in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!